Welcome to Gangs of Toppers. My name is Imran sir and today we are going to discuss an important climatic region. The topic is tropical grassland. So our topic is tropical grassland. Tropical grassland. So the in this topic in this class we are actually focusing on the tropical grassland. Tropical grassland is also known as savanna or the Sudan climate, also Sudan type of climate. So it is very important question, or it is generally asked in any exam that tropical grassland is also known as what? Tropical grassland is also known as a savanna or the tropical Sudan climate. Okay. Now we are going to study about the location, means what is the locations of this tropical grassland. As the tropical grassland suggests that the tropical grassland are located within the tropical zone because it is the tropical grassland, so it will be located in the tropical zone, as it will be located in the tropical zone. Suppose this is our earth and we are making two cancers, that is we are making two zones, that is tropical cancer and the tropical capricorn. This is a tropical cancer and the tropical coin, and the equator is lying in between that 0 degree and 23 and half, that is north, and 23 and half. This region will be considered as tropical zone. So these tropical grassland basically are located within the tropical zone, that is between the tropical cancer and the tropical capricorn. I think first point you got, that is why it is called tropical grassland, because it is located within the tropical zone, that is between the tropical cancer, that is this region between the tropical cancer and the tropical capricorn. And the second point you have to remember that this, that is a Sudan type of climate, basically it is a transition zone, that is Sudan type of climate. It is a very important diagram, that is we are talking about this Sudan type of climatic or Sudan type of climatic region. So it is basically a transition zone. It is basically a transition zone that is between the hot desert, or the tropical desert, and the equatorial forest region. So it is basically a transition zone between this hot desert and the equatorial forest. Okay, so from this we can understand that the location we are getting, that it is basically a transition zone. It is basically a transition zone between the tropical desert and the equatorial region, and it is lying between the tropic zone. It is lying between the tropical zone, that is between the tropical Cancer and the tropical Capricorn. I think first point you got clear. Second point, that you have to remember that this Sudan type of climate that basically lies between the 10 degree north and south of the latitude. Means we are talking about the longitudinal extent. We are talking about the longitudinal extent, that the limit will be between the 10 degree to 20 degree north and south latitude. And these regions are basically lie, and these regions, if you are talking about the regions, these regions basically lie inland from the coast. These regions are basically lies, that is inland from the coasts. First point about the what are the locations, that is it is the transition zone between the equatorial forest region and the tropical region. And the second point you have to understand that the tropical grasslands are located within the tropical zone. Okay, that is within the tropical Cancer and the tropical Capricorn. And the second point is that the longitudinal limit or the longitudinal extent is from 10 degree to 20 degree north and south latitude. Okay, and this region is lies, that is inland from the coast, and the typical example is the Sudan. Okay, and therefore it is also known as Sudan type of climate. Okay, now we are going to focus about the area. We are going to focus on the area. So you can see in the map, world map, you can see in the world map, that is what are the locations. So we will see here that the part of Africa that is in the northern hemisphere, and the part of Africa that is in the southern hemisphere. Similarly, you will see that in the part of the Southern America, that is this is the Southern America, and the part of Australia. So if you are focusing the regions, or the regions that include, if you are focusing on the northern hemisphere of Africa, this is the northern hemisphere, this is the northern part of Africa, and the Sudan, you can see here is a Sudan. Okay, this is a Sudan, this is Africa, and the part of Africa in the northern hemisphere, that is Sudan. The part of Senegal, you can see the Senegal. Okay, and again Mali, where is Mali? This is Mali, and the part of Senegal is here. Ivory Coast, you will get the Ivory Coast will be here, and the Ghana you are getting here Ghana, and Togo. Where is Togo? Here will Togo, and again Nigeria, Central African Republic. Central African Republic is this one, and the Chad and the Cameroon. This is a Cameroon and the Chad. This is Cameroon. Means we are talking about this region. Okay, we are talking about this region. So this region basically the part of Africa in the northern hemisphere, and the region include this region, that is Sudan, Chad, Niger, Mali, okay, Senegal, and the part of Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo, Nigeria, Cameroon, and the Central African Republic. And you are talking about this is about the part of Africa in the southern hemisphere. This is a southern hemisphere. So here you can see that the part of Angola, you can see the part is a part of Angola. This is part of Angola. Zaire, where is Zaire? You can see where is Zaire, and the Zambia. This you are seeing Zambia, and again Zimbabwe. This is Zimbabwe, Malawi, Mozambique is this one, Mozambique, and Tanzania, and the Kenya. Where is Kenya? This one means this region basically that is comes under the tropical grassland. So from here we are getting this is a tropical grassland, and this is a tropical grassland in the southern part, and this is the tropical grassland in the northern part or the northern hemisphere of the Africa. And now if you are focusing on the South America, so we get the regions such as the interior part of Brazil. So you can see the Brazil. Where is Brazil? That is this one. This one is Brazilian. Interior part of Brazil, and the highlands part or highland part of Bolivia. Where is Bolivia? This is Bolivia, and this is Brazil, and Argentina. That is northern part of Argentina. This is Argentina, northern part of Argentina. Paraguay. Where is Paraguay? You are seeing this is a Paraguay, and Venezuela. This is a Venezuela, and again Colombia. This is a Colombia, and last this region basically comes under tropical grassland, and this region basically that is under the that is in South America. Now if you talk about the Australia, that is Australia, about the Queensland, this is the Queensland, and the Northern Territory, this comes under the northern grasslands. So from the map you will see that this is actually is located in the world map. And now you can see that in the South America this region, in the Africa you are getting this region, and in the Australia you are getting this region. Now we are talking about the climatic condition. So the climatic condition is here is that is first one, climatic condition, very important. First one is about hot wet summer, hot wet summer, and cool dry winter. First point you have to remember that the summer is hot and wet, and the winter is cool and dry. And the mean temperature, what is the mean temperature? Mean temperature is about mean temperature during summer. Mean temperature during summer is at 30 degrees Celsius, and mean temperature during winter is about what? Mean temperature during winter is about 15 degrees Celsius. So mean temperature during summer will be 30 degrees Celsius, and mean temperature during winter will be that is about 15 degrees Celsius. Now if you are talking about this, if we are considering this map, okay, now if you are talking in the northern hemisphere, now if you are talking about this, that is this is the northern hemisphere, this is 0 degrees Celsius, and this is the tropic of Cancer. Okay, this is a tropic of Cancer, and this is a tropic of Capricorn. Now if you are talking about that in the northern hemisphere, due to cloudy and skies and the rainfall in summer month, so you know that in India, that is India lies in the which region, that is it is India is bisected by tropic of Cancer by two part. Okay, you can say that, and India gets monsoons, okay, as you know, and India actually India gets summers, means India gets summers in the month, that is in the month of April to May. Okay, so this region will also get summer in April to May. Okay, this region is actually getting summers in April to May. So because as we know that due to revolution of earth around the axis, or due to its inclination, the seasons is going to change. It means if you are talking about this season, that is about what, 21st March. If you are talking about the March April, this season became the sunlight actually fall on this region, And if sunlight fall on this season is going to suffer summer season, or this season suffer to this region will have a winter season. So this season will have summer season, and up in opposite of this, in the southern hemisphere, this season will have a winter season. And again, if this season will have summer, in opposite of this it will have winter. So it is talking about that in summer month, that is the hottest month is April and May, and in the winter, that is the October and November is the winter. And the opposite of is that if you're talking about the topic of Capricorn, the hottest month will be October and November. Means with respect to the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, we are talking about the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere with respect to the revolution of earth around the sun. In the northern hemisphere, it will have a hottest month, that is in between the April and May, and in southern hemisphere the hottest month will be, that is in the October and November. Now again, the rainfall, what is the rainfall? Rainfall is between, rainfall is what? Rainfall is about 25 centimeter. Rainfall is about what? 25 centimeter to 150 centimeters. Now we are going and one more thing you have to remember, that rainfall means our rainfall is going to, our rainfall that is the amount of rainfall here is inversely proportional to distance from equator. Means from here we can understand, and if the distance from the equator decreases, means if you are going towards the equator, then the amount of rainfall is going to increase. Okay, means there is an inverse relation between the amount of rainfall and the distance from the equator. This is very important. Means if you are talking about the tropical grassland, the amount of rainfall that is going to increase as the distance from the equator decreases. Okay, now we are going to study about the natural vegetation. First point is that the seasonal rainfall, means for the first point we have to remember that the seasonal rainfall and the scanty rainfall. First one is that about the seasonal rainfall and the scanty rainfall, that is allow tall trees to grow with up to 8 to 10 feet height. Means due to seasonal or a scanty rainfall, this actually allow, or this permit allow tall grass to grow. Tall grass to grow up to a height of what? Up to a height of 8 to 10 feet. Okay. And these trees are scattered. These trees are basically scattered and forming a natural grassland that is called as parkland. Forming a grassland that is called as parkland. Okay. Means this seasonal rainfall and the scanty rainfall allows the tall grass to grow up to a height of 10 to 8 to 10 feet. And with a scattered trees, means the trees will be scattering here then, forming a natural grassland that is called as parkland. First point. The second point we have to remember that the trees can withstand long period of drought. These trees that grow in these tropical grassland, these trees can withstand longer period of drought. And the third point is that the vegetation is popularly known as compose. Now look into the diagram again. This region compose, this vegetation that is compose is popularly known as in Brazil. The vegetation that is popularly known, that is compose in Brazil, Llanos in Venezuela, okay, and Savanna in Africa. So this point is very important, that is in Africa this tropical grassland is considered as savanna, and in case of Venezuela it is known as llanos, and in case of Africa or in case of Brazil it is known as compose. So this is very important. I can give you in the match the following, that this tropical grassland where it is called compose in Brazil, llanos in Venezuela, and savanna in Africa. Now these trees, the trees that is grow here is a deciduous type of tree. So again you have to remember that the trees that grow in the equatorial type of climate, there the trees is evergreen forest, but if you are talking about the tropical grassland, the trees are deciduous forest. Okay. And one more thing you have to remember, that the trees are broad leaves. The trees have a broad leaves and have an umbrella shape. Means the trees have a broad leaves and have an umbrella shape. And the purpose is that these umbrella shape basically allow them to withstand the strong trade winds, because as you know that this region basically suffer these regions is having a trade wind. Okay, as you know that trade winds, that is this is equator. Okay, and this is a tropic of what is Cancer, and this is a tropic of Capricorn. Now trade wind is going to flow like this. Okay, so these trees basically having a broad leaves and form an umbrella shape, and that enable them to withstand the strong trade winds. So we have to remember about the trade winds and all. And the main trees that is found here is first one is about the acacia, and the second one point is that bob and baobab. Okay, you have to remember these two trees. Okay, and the last one is about the human vegetations. This region basically comprises about 15 percentage of the earth's area. Means this region basically comprises about 15 percentage of the earth, but not the same proportion of the population. Means but not the same proportion. Most of the form the activities, now we are talking about the activities that of the people, that is most of the people are involved in the cattle rearing. Okay, why? Because these region have a very rich in grass, and the people are also practicing primitive agriculture with the cultivation in South America, and they are actually cultivating cotton, sugarcane. Okay, and if you're talking about the Africa, they are actually growing groundnuts and the millets. And if you're talking about the Australia, the people are basically devoted in animal rearing. Okay, first one is cattle rearing, animal rearing, and they also carry out in agriculture in terms of maize and millet. So now, if you're focusing with respect to examination point of view, what is going to write here? Okay, in exam first you write in the about the distribution. Just write this much only. Right distribution, that is about the extension, that is it extends from 10 degree north and to 20 degree 10 degree to 20 degree north and south of the latitude. First one point you written, and about the area of now area. Area you have to write about the savanna type of climate, llanos and the compose. Okay, these are the reason you can indicate on the map. And the last about the climate, you have to, that is it is having a what, it is having a hot wet summer and the cold dry winter. You can write this one. And the mean high temperature you have to write here, and the average annual rainfall is here you can write. So this is this is the important thing you have to write in exam. And the last about the natural vegetation, about the tall grass and the short trees you can mention here in the. And about the economy, it is very important at the pastoralist. You can, there is a tribe that is known as Masai, and there is also a settled cultivator that is known as also Hausa, that is in the northern Nigeria. And the people agriculture is not much developed here because the people they are involved here is animal rearing, cattle rearing, and some of the people also involved in cultivation of agriculture in terms of maize and millet. Okay, thank you.